Hey guys, it's Derek Carson from Keeley Insurance Group, here to talk a little bit about loss of use coverage or fair rental coverage. So a couple of disclosures before we jump into this. Number one, I'm not talking about what might happen or lawsuits that might change this. I'm currently talking about how the policy reads today and what it might mean for you. Number two, I'm not referring to your policy specifically. I am referring to insurance companies in general and how they generally respond and how the policy is generally covered. All right, so with that being said, let's jump into what loss of rent is. We've been receiving a lot of phone calls about this, people wondering if they might be able to receive some loss of rent amid this COVID-19 crisis. The short of it is I don't believe we're going to see insurance companies pay out loss of rent because of this. But let's understand why. So, loss of use coverage is a part of the property damage portion of the policy. And the idea behind it is obviously if your home burns to the ground or your rental property burns to the ground, you're going to obviously have to rebuild it, but you're also going to have bills that you have to still pay. You may still have a mortgage on it, right? You're going to be receiving no rent during that time, and so because of that, you're going to be out the rent. And so that's what this coverage was designed to provide to you, is to fill that gap when you're unable to rent your home out. Another example is a pipe burst, there's drywall damage, things have to be dried out, there might be some mold remediation. Obviously your tenants don't want to be there, and you don't want them to be there while this gets fixed. It causes a bigger hazard to them. So you basically say, hey, why don't you move out? Let's keep our lease in place. I won't charge you rent. You're losing rent. You still have bills. So we're going to go ahead, step in, and cover that. Hopefully that makes sense. That's what it was designed for. So I don't believe we're going to see coverage from insurance companies due to loss of rent because a tenant can't pay. That happens all the time. And while this is a unique scenario, I don't think that the companies are going to be paying out. Now, some people have pointed out that an insurance policy has a civil authority clause. Basically, you can have loss of rent if a civil authority comes in and says, hey, you can't access your home for now because there's a wildfire and we've ordered an evacuation. Obviously, you'd be losing out on rent on that piece too. So there is a civil authority element to it, but again, generally speaking, the insurance policies state that even in the event of a civil authority, it has to be because of a peril that's insured against. It has to be a covered loss. I don't believe that we're going to see that this COVID-19 crisis is considered to be a covered loss. So that's my opinion. If you have questions or concerns, please let us know. You can also, if you'd like to get a quote or have additional questions, the contact information will appear here shortly. Thank you so much for watching the video. Reach out if you have further questions. Thank you so much.